v'là du slow, en v'là, et c'est du bon.
Céline, Death on the Installment Plan. New York Books, 1971. Here we are, alone again. It's all so slow, so heavy, so sad. It'll be whole soon. Then at last it will be over. So many people have come into my room. They've talked. They haven't said much. They've gone away. They've grown old, wretched, sluggish, each in some corner of the world. Yesterday at 8 o'clock, Madame Bérange, the concierge, died. A great storm blew up during the night. Way up where we are. The whole house is shaking. She was a good friend, gentle and faithful. Tomorrow, they are going to bury her in the cemetery on the Rue des Saules. She was really old, at the very end of old age. The first day she coughed, I said to her, "Whatever you do, don't stretch out. Sit up in bed." I was worried. Well, now it's happened. Anyway, it couldn't be helped. I haven't always been a doctor. Crummy trade. I write the people who've known her, who've known me, and tell them that Madame Bérange is dead. Where are they? I wish the storm would make even more of a clatter. I wish the roofs would cave in, that spring would never come again, that the house would blow down. Madame Bérange knew that grief always comes in the mail. I don't know whom to write to anymore. Those people are all so far away. They've changed their souls. That's the way to be disloyal, to forget, to keep talking about something else. Poor old Madame Bérange. They'll come and take her cross-eyed dog away. For almost 20 years, all the sadness that comes by mail passed through her hands. It lingers on in the smell of her death, in that awful sore taste. It has burst out. It's here. It's skulking through the passageway. It knows us, and now we know it. It will never go away. Someone will have to put out the fire in the lodge. Whom will I write to? I have nobody left. No one to receive the friendly spirits of the dead. And let me speak more softly to the world. I'll have to bear it all alone. Towards the end, the old lady was unable to speak. She was suffocating. She clung to my hand. The postman came in. He saw her die. A little hiccup, that's all. In the old days, lots of people used to knock on their door and ask for me. Now they're gone, far away, into forgetfulness, trying to find souls for themselves. The postman took off his cap. I know I could talk about my hatred. I'll do that later on if they don't come back. I'd rather tell stories. I'll tell stories that will make them come back to kill me from the end of the world. Then it will be over, and that will be all right with me. At the clinic where I work, the Louis-Ferdinand Foundation, I've had a lot of complaints about the stories I tell. My cousin Gustin Sabayou makes no bones about it. He says I should change my style. He is a doctor too, but he works across the Seine at La Chapelle Junction. I didn't have time to go see him yesterday. The fact is, I wanted to talk to him about Madame Bérange. I got started too late. Seeing patients is a rough job. At the end of the day, we're both pooped. Most of the patients ask such tedious questions. It's no use trying to hurry. You've got to explain everything in the prescription 20 times over. They get a kick out of making you talk, wearing you down. They're not going to make any use of the wonderful advice you give them, but they are afraid you won't take trouble enough, and they keep at you, make sure. They want suction cups, X-rays, blood tests. They want you to feel them from top to toe, to measure everything, to take their blood pressure, the whole damn works. Gustin has been it for 30 years. One of these days, I'm going to send those pastes of mine to the slaughterhouse at La Villette for a good drink of warm blood, first thing in the morning. That ought to knock them out for the day. I can't think of any other way to discourage them. The day before yesterday, I finally decided to go and see Gustin at home. The suburb where he lives is a 20-minute walk from my place once you've crossed the Seine. The weather wasn't so good, but I started out just the same. I thought I'd take the bus. I hurried through my consultation. I'm slipping out past the accident ward when an old bag spots me and latches on to me. She drags out her words like me. That comes of fatigue. She has a voice like a gratter. That's from liquor. She starts whining and whimpering. She wants me to go home with her. Oh, doctor, please come, I beg of you. My little girl, my Alice. It's on the Rue Ancienne, just around the corner. I didn't have to go. My office hours were over, supposedly. She insists. By that time, we're outside. I'm fed up with thick people. I've been patching up those pests all day, dirty of them. I was all in. Let them cough. Let them spit. Let their bones fall apart. Let them bugger each other. Let them fly away with 40 different nasties in their guts. To hell with them. But this sniveling bitch holds me tight, falls on my neck, and blows her despair in my face. Her despair reeks of red wine. I haven't the strength to resist. Anyway, nothing would have made her let go. I thought maybe when we got to the Rue des Casses, which is a long street without a single lump, I'd give her a good kick in the ass. So for the 100th time I've weakened. And the record starts up again. My little girl, please, doctor, please, my little Alice, you know her. The Rue Ancienne wasn't around the corner. It was completely out of my way. I knew exactly where it was. It's after the cable factory. She's still talking, and I listened through my private haze. 82 francs a week, that's all we've got to live on, with 2 children, and my husband is such a brute. It's shameful, doctor. I knew it was all a lot of hokum. Her whole story stunk of booze and sore stomach. By the time we'd go to the hangout, I climbed the stairs. At last I could sit down. The kid wore glasses. I sit down beside her bed. She's sick all right, but even so she was playing with her doll, kind of. I thought I'd cheer up. I'm always good for a laugh when I put my mind to it. She is not dying, but she does have trouble breathing. She certainly got an inflammation. I make her laugh. She gags. I tell her mother there's nothing to worry about. The bitch. Now she's got me cornered. She decides she can use a doctor too. It's her legs, all covered with black and blue marks where she's been beaten. The hikes up her skirts. Enormous bruises and deep burns. Her unemployed husband did that with the poker. That's the way he is. I tell her what she can put on them. I take a piece of string and make a kind of swing for the miserable doll. Up and down she goes, from the bed to the knob and back. It was very funny. That was better than talking. I apply the stethoscope. She's wheezing pretty bad, but it's nothing dangerous. I tell the mother there's nothing to worry about. Exactly the same word as before. That's what gets you down. The kid begins to laugh. She gags again. I have to stop. Her face is all blue. Mightn't she have a little diphtheria? I'll have to see. Take a specimen? Tomorrow. The father comes in. With his 82 francs, they can't afford wine. All they've got to drink is cider. I drink it out of a bowl, he says right off the bat. It makes you piss. And it takes a swig from the bottle to show me. We all say how lucky it is that the little angel isn't too sick. What interested me most was the doll. I was too tired to bother about grown-ups and diagnoses. Grown-ups are pain in the ass. I was determined not to treat a single one until next day. I guess they think I don't take my work seriously. To hell with what they think. I drink their health again. The consultation is absolutely free, gratis, for nothing. The mother brings up her legs again. I give her a last piece of advice. Then I go down to the stairs. On the sidewalk, there's a little dog with a limp. He follows me without a moment's hesitation. Everything attaches itself to me today. It's a little fox terrier, black and white. Seems to be lost. Those unemployed punks upstairs, what ingratitude. They don't even see me to the door. I bet they're fighting again. I can hear them yelling. He can stick the whole poker-up ass for all I care. That will teach her to waylay me at closing time. I turned off to the left, towards Colombe. The little dog was still following me. After Agnières comes La Jonction, and then it's not far to my cousin's. I couldn't stand seeing him drag along like that. Maybe I'd better go home after all. We've turned back by way of the Pont Binot, skirting the row of factories. The dispensary was shut up tight when we got there. We'll feed the little mout, I said to Madame Hortense. Somebody will have to get some meat. We'll call up first thing in the morning. The SPCA will send a car for him. We'd better lock him up for tonight. Then I went out again, easy in my mind, but that dog was too scared. He'd been beaten too much. Life is hard on the streets. When we opened the window next day, he wouldn't wait. He jumped out. He was even afraid of us. He thought we'd locked him up to punish him. He couldn't understand. He didn't trust anybody anymore. It's bad when that happens.
En v'là du slow, en v'là, et c'est du bon, croyez-moi. Tâtez-moi, c'est l'arme ici, touchez-moi ça.